So it's about 10 o'clock. We're going to get started. So we're just going to start in a seated position here. So go ahead, find a comfortable seat. Try and sit up tall, roll your shoulders back. See if you can relax them down away from your ears a little bit. Put your hands so we're comfortable. You know, it's like on your knees, in your lap, on the sides, wherever. And if you feel comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes. We won't be doing too much movement here. Just starting to become acclimated to the practice. So start by noticing your breath, noticing your breathing. And then start to deepen that breath. So deepen your inhales, filling up your chest and then your belly. And exhale, squeezing from the belly. And then the chest emptying out. Do a few more rounds like this. In and out. Starting to warm up the chest. Warm up the airways. Just starting to tune in to your breath here. Starting to bring your mind's eye to your breath. Because that's all yoga really is. It's just, focusing on the breath to focus the mind. And as we add the different poses, it's really just trying to challenge your focus, trying to challenge your breath. So that's why we start off here, focusing on the breath. And starting to tune in. And the poses too, even be mindful of how the poses change your breath, whether they make it harder or whether you find you can tune out because they're easy. You always want to come back to your breath. Go ahead and take one more breath here in. And out. And then go ahead, flutter your eyes open, reach up towards the ceiling. And then exhale over to your right. So bring your right hand down to the ground. Your left hand's going to reach up and over. Rooting down through your left hip. And then reaching all the way out through your left fingertips. Stretching out the left side body. Inhale back up through center. Reach up. And then bend over to your left side. So left hand's coming down, right arm's reaching up and out, or whichever side you didn't do before. I feel like that's a common phrase I'll be using in these live yoga classes. As long as you do both sides, we're good. This time breathing into your right side, right ribs. And then on your next inhale, come up through center again, reach up tall. And this time twist to your right. So send your chest over to the right, and then your right hand's coming behind you, your left hand's coming to your knee. On your inhales, think about growing tall, sitting up tall. And on your exhales, that's when you're going to spin a little bit more. So twisting a little bit more. Seeing if you can get a little micro inch there. A little bit more. Even if it's just your head or your gaze. Twisting a little bit deeper. Take a breath in, get tall. Exhale, twist a little more. On your next inhale, unwind, reach up. And then twist over to the left. So sending your chest to the left. Now left hand goes behind you, and then right hand comes to your knee. Same thing, get tall on your inhales. Twist a little deeper on your exhales. Twisting on the exhales kind of helps too. It's kind of like wringing out a towel. Kind of gets all that air out, helps squeeze a little bit more air out of your chest. Again, stay for one more breath in. Let it out. And then unwind. Reach up one last time. And then go ahead and roll forward. Coming onto all fours here. So coming on, this is called tabletop pose. So I'm rolling forward. We're coming onto our hands and our knees. And then take a moment here, spread your fingers wide, starting to get ready for when we have more weight in our hands. Your knees are directly below your hips as well, so they're not together, but just finding a nice wide base. And then on your next inhale, drop your belly, look forward, cow pose. Exhale, round your spine, cat pose, like a Halloween cat. Inhale back into cow, tilt your tailbone up towards the ceiling. And exhale for cat, tilt your tailbone back down towards your feet. Now continue these cat-cows at your breath pace, your breathing, your inhales, your exhales, following those, not necessarily mine, not necessarily John's, not necessarily your doggos right next to you. And if it feels good to you, you can take a C-spine side to side, so coming back to a flat back, and then peeking back at your left hip or your right hip, bending side to side now. Just warming up the spine a little bit. Taking this time for you, warm up what your body needs. If there's anything else, any other moves, feel free to do those. Go ahead and take one more breath here. Go ahead and even yourself out if you need to. And then we'll be back at tabletop pose, flatten out your back. And then from here, tuck your toes and find downward facing dog. So tuck your toes, send your hips back, really pressing into your hands. So this is why we really need our hands wide, nice wide base. And it's our first downward dog. So if you want to pedal the heels out here, you can do that as well. Pressing one heel to the mat, bending the opposite knee. Just walking the dog. Still keeping your breath here. Again, take one more breath. And this time you're going to walk your hands back to your feet. So coming towards the back of our mat if you're back there. And find a wide leg forward fold here. Take your feet wide. Bend your knees and let your head hang loose. So ragdoll here. So just hanging loose. If you're really feeling this in your legs, try and bend your knees a little bit more. If it feels good, you can grab your elbows or maybe sway side to side. But just try and be loose. Try and relax your neck. And feel grounded through your feet. So if you're swaying side to side, feel grounded in each of your feet as your weight shifts back and forth. Go ahead and take one more breath here. On your exhale, walk your feet back into hips width distance. And then on your next inhale, slowly rise up to standing. So we're going to rise all the way up. Reach up, high mountain pose. And exhale, hands at your sides, mountain pose. We're like really close to being into the...
You're almost in frame.
You're like almost in frame. We did pretty good today. So go ahead and find mountain pose here. So again, roll your shoulders back, palms face forward, feet rooted into the mat. Feel nice and strong here. Like if I were to just knock you over, you wouldn't fall. Breathing here. Breathing all the way up through the crown of your head and all the way down into your feet, into the ground beneath you. Let's do 2 more breaths here. In and out. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, get empty. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and reach up tall again, high mountain pose. And exhale, forward fold. We're going to start our half sun salutations. From here, inhale to a halfway lift. Flatten your back, hands on your thighs or your shins. And then forward fold, exhale. Inhale, rise up to standing all the way. Reach up tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to standing. Reach up, reach, reach, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Last round, forward fold. Inhale, rise up to standing. Reach up tall. And come right back down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And this time, take your hands and walk them back out towards the front of your mat for plank pose. So, kind of bear crawling here. So, plank pose. from here. Your next breath in, stay. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Option to go straight to the mat or knees, thighs, belly, chest. So we're going to warm up our back bends here. So keeping your hands by your rib cage, pull your shoulder blades and elbows together, and then look forward, low cobra, and come back down. Pull your shoulder blades and elbows together, again, low cobra, or lift up a little bit more, lift your chest for cobra, and then come back down. One last time, low cobra, cobra, or upward facing dog. Straighten your elbows, lift your thighs. Exhale, find child's pose. So send your hips back. Take your knees wide and find a child's pose. Or take a sip if you're John.
Really, anytime during the practice.
Oh yeah, I mean we can't see you, so really. So finding a child's pose, just relax here, take your head down to the mat. And remember that at any time during this practice, you can always come back to child's pose. It's a really good way to just relax and come back to your breath. Take a few breaths here. Go ahead and take one more breath. Full round in and out. And then we're all going to be back in downward facing dog. So go ahead. Come forward out of your child's pose. Tuck your toes and find down dog. And then from here we're going to do some movement in our down dogs, the other half of our sun salutation. So go ahead, take a breath in and let it go. Inhale, roll forward into a plank. Exhale, lower down. And then inhale, choose your back bend. Cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So that was one round. We're going to do two more of those. Take a breath in and out. Inhale, roll forward into a plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice job. Take a breath here. Take an inhale and exhale. One more inhale. Stay for the exhale. And then inhale, take your right foot up into the sky, three-legged dog. And then exhale, bring your foot forward between your hands, coming into a low lunge here. So my right foot is forward, my left foot is back. I'm on my left toes. Yeah, there you go, you can see. And then you can stay here, or if you feel nice and strong, nice and grounded through your feet, go ahead and lift up into crescent lunge here. So lifting up. Lifting your arms up, you can bring your arms straight up, or maybe you cactus them. Maybe you take right angle bends like John's doing, or you can always take your hands to your hips as well. But either way, try and open the chest here, whether that's pulling your elbows back or breathing into the front part of your chest here. So if you notice my toes are still on the ground, my heel is lifted, that might feel good. Or if you want, you can always drop your heel down for more of a warrior one. But I'm going to stay up here in crescent lunge, breathing here. Take an inhale and exhale. One more inhale. And then we're going to twist to our right again. So take your chest over to the right. And then your left arm's going to go forward and your right arm goes back. So my opposite hand and my opposite foot are forward. So this could be a little tricky. If you find yourself opening up wide, that's warrior two. We're twisting here. So my chest is coming to the right, my feet are staying forward. Breathe here. A little bit of a balance challenge. Take a breath in. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, come back up to crescent lunge, untwist. Maybe send your arms back up. And then exhale, bring your hands back down to the mat. From here, step your right foot back, come back into plank. And then walk your hands back towards the back of your mat for a forward fold again. There you go. And take your feet wide again, finding a forward fold, wide leg forward fold. Ragdoll here. If you really want to get into your back today, really take a deep bend in your knees. Actually let your stomach kind of fall onto your thighs. And if they're not, bend your knees even more. So, yeah, so you almost get that little shelf. Feels really nice on the back. Because then you're stretching from the back and not the glutes and the hips. You doing good? Mm-hmm. Okay, just
I had a beer while you were wanting them.
Take one more breath here. And then go ahead and start to walk your hands forward again, finding a plank pose. And then from here, you have the option, if you want, to stay in this plank pose and go right to down dog. Or like we were doing before, I'm going to call this a vinyasa. Lower down to the mat. Take a back bend, cobra or up dog. And then find downward facing dog. So always an option to go right to down dog from here. I'm going to call that a vinyasa from here on. And then on your next inhale, lift your left leg in the sky, three-legged dog. And then bring your left foot forward. We're going to take that sequence on the other side here. So left foot's forward. I'm in a low lunge. My right foot is lifted. Or I'm on my right toes. My right heel is lifted. And then when you're ready and stable, go ahead and come up into the full expression of the pose. So if you have your right heel lifted, really pull your heel up and forward. Yeah, squeeze your right glute here, getting some strengthening in the right glute, really using that big glute muscle for stabilization here, especially if you're struggling with the balance a little bit. I didn't even time that. Breathing here. Also, if you're really struggling with balance, notice if your feet are on like a tightrope. That'll make it much harder to balance than if they're separated a little bit, right to left, more like railroad tracks. Take a breath in here and let it go. One more inhale. And this time we're going to twist to the left. So I'm bringing my chest over to the left. My left hand's coming behind me and my right arm is coming forward. So my right hand and my left foot are forward now. Same thing as last time, opposite hand, opposite foot. And just like our twist before, on your inhale, see if you can get tall. Really lengthening, not crunching in the low back or the chest or anything. And finding your balance here. Might be a little bit of a struggle, it's early. You've had a few sips of beer. Be kind, be nice. Take a breath in and let it go. One more breath in, let it out, and then inhale, come back up to crescent lunge, and then exhale, bring your hands back down to the mat. Step back to plank, and then walk your hands back towards the back of the mat, finding this forward fold again. So again, maybe mix it up this time. If you grabbed your elbows before, maybe you don't do it this time. Or if you haven't grabbed your elbows, maybe you do it this time. Oh, I like what you're doing. Or do what John's doing. You can wrap your hands behind your legs, grab your opposite wrists, or just link your fingers together. Get a little bit extra stretch there. Breathing here. Take a breath in. Exhale, release your hands if they're bound. And then go ahead and walk it forward again, finding plank pose. And then if you want, same thing here, vinyasa through or go right to down dog. Yogi's choice here. This will make it the yoga a little bit sweatier, but totally up to you. So we're all meeting back in down dog. And then from down dog, gently drop your knees, coming into a tabletop pose here. So coming back into tabletop pose, flatten out your back. And we're actually going to use our drinks this time, so go ahead and grab your drink and pop it nearby. You can grab a water too, if that helps. We're going to do a little bit of balancing with it. But what we're going to do here is press your right foot into the back of the mat. So press your toes into the back of the mat. I'm going to spin to the side so you can see it. So pressing your toes back, getting a nice calf stretch here, pressing back through your right heel. And then left toes, you can keep them tucked or let them lay flat. Yogi's choice here, whatever feels better to you and your knees. Always an option to grab a blanket or a towel or a pillow if this is really bugging your knees here. I don't know what kind of floors you're on. These are pretty hard, so. And then we're going to build onto this. So take your left hand, grab your glass, and then reach it forward. Or grab your bottle, grab your can, whatever you got, your mug, reach it forward for a little bit extra weight. And then if you want even more of a challenge, lift your right foot up in line with your hip. So again, I'll show you from the side. So this time my right foot is up, and my left hand would be reaching forward if it wasn't going on to John's back. So I'm reaching forward with my left hand, reaching back with my right foot. And again, always an option to drop your hand or your foot, but full challenge. We got our weights here. Don't spill, this is valuable. Take 2 more breaths here. Last breath in, and then exhale, come back to tabletop. Go ahead and put your drink somewhere in front of you. Yeah, take a sip if you want. That was hard work. And then let's do some cat-cows here. So go ahead and do 3 rounds of cat-cow. Stretching out the core. We just used the core a little bit. And then resetting yourself to getting back to your breath, seeing what's going on in your body. And then after your cat-cows, go ahead and come back to center, so finding tabletop again. And this time we're going to plug our left toes into the back of the mat. So I'm taking my left foot back towards the back of the mat, stretching out through my calf just to begin. So we're not going to jump right into the spinal balance here, but just taking a moment to kind of get used to our weight onto like one leg and 2 hands. And again, getting that nice calf stretch before we move on to one leg and 1 hand. And then when you're ready, you can start to build onto this pose. So this time you're going to grab your drink in your right hand and reach it forward. Again, I'm opposite hand, opposite foot. So right hand and left foot. And then also just a note, I'm looking up at you guys or at myself in the screen, but you guys want to look down like John is. So looking down at your left thumb. And then last option here is to reach your left foot up in line with your hip. Yeah, just drink. I did it with my foot up. This is why I became a yoga teacher. So left foot's reaching back, right hand's reaching forward, spinal balance here. Got that little extra weight in our front hand. Working the biceps. Summer's coming soon. Take 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale, and then come back to tabletop. Nice job. Drop your drink, and then take 3 cat-cows. And then when you're done, we'll meet back at center, move back at tabletop. And then one last time, we're going to meet at the back of our mat in a forward fold. So option to find a plank or a down dog here, and then walk your hands back. And then this time, grab your drink again. It was probably at the front. Okay. So we've been doing a thing called plank or chug. Actually, I'm going to scoot up so you guys can hear me. Okay. So we've been doing a thing called plank or chug during the BYOB yoga sessions. So instead of we've done a lot of planks already, so I'm not going to make you plank or chug. But today we're going to do squat or chug. So I'm going to set my timer for 1 minute. It's not that hard. You do squats all the time.
No, I mean, I like it.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to set a timer for 1 minute. And it hasn't started yet, don't worry. But your option is to either hold your drink and then just do some air squats. Or I guess they're get a little bit of weight. They're not totally air squats. Go ahead, take it at your pace, your breath, your breathing, or you can always drink your beverage. Okay, so go ahead, find your squat position. I like to take my feet wide, my toes out a little bit. And then, actually, we should probably just demo it real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for a squat then, you're just going to sink your hips back, bend your knees, try and stay upright, and you go down as far as you want. So my hips are just below my knees, and then I'm going to come back up. I'm squeezing my glutes, come all the way back up. Option to sync it with your breath here. We're not trying to do as many as we want, or we're not trying to do as many as you can. We're just trying to do a full minute's worth. Okay. So, are you ready?
Fronts and thighs.
Okay, so yes, ready? Squat or chug in 3, 2, 1, go. You guys got this. Nice job. Work those booties. I said we'd be working on the glutes. And as we do this, we're strengthening the back as well. And feel free to mix it up too. Do a few squats. Take a few sips. Maybe I'll do that. Oh, just enough coffee to keep going. But you guys got this. You're doing great. I can't see you, but I know you're doing great because no one's giving me like the middle finger emoji in the comments. Breathing here. Again, keep track with your breath. Oh no. Don't worry. We'll get the timer back. There we go. Okay, 20 seconds left. You guys got this. You can do this. We're more than halfway. We're way
I'm stuck.
You're stuck. 10 seconds left. You guys got this. Okay, keep going. You know you can do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Woo, go ahead and stop. Take a sip if you're not sick of it. Nice job. Thanks for putting up with me, guys. Okay. So we're going to stay at the back of our mats here. We're going to stay standing. If you want to keep your beer for balances, you can do that as well. Do you want to?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay. So we're going to do tree pose here. So root your weight into your right foot. Go ahead and kickstand your left. And then option to bring the sole of your left foot into your right leg. So breathing here, balancing. You can take your arms wherever they want. Maybe they go out or up. Trust me, they're up. Or maybe you bring your hands and your beverage to heart center. Maybe you switch hands. But wherever you're comfortable. Still breathing here. So just like that mountain pose where we breathe up through the top of our head and breathe down all the way into your feet, that really helps here. Just picturing yourself rooted into the ground. You may be wiggling and wobbling, but your foot's rooted into the ground. And if you fall over, feel free to just jump right back in and join us. Just like the squat or chug.
But please clean up the beer. That
Yes.
will stand.
Oh, yes. That's true. Yes. Be careful if you have anything staining. Okay, take one more breath here. And then go ahead and drop your right foot, shake it out. So we're going to root into our left side now. Tree pose on the left side. So left leg goes down, kickstand my right. And then I'm going to bring the sole of my right foot into my leg. Maybe it comes to my ankle, maybe my calf, maybe higher up like John's doing. Always an option to grab onto a wall or a friend. Or a puppo. I don't know how stable the dog's going to be. Probably not very. And then same options for your arms here, wherever they want to go. Breathing here. Notice the wiggles and wobbles going on in your body. It's totally normal to have one side easier than the other. That's totally normal. As long as you keep breathing through it, that's the only part that's important. Otherwise, you're dead. Go ahead and take one more breath here. And then drop your right foot, shake it out. Nice job, guys. So we're actually going to go ahead and come onto our backs here. So go ahead and roll down onto your back. And we're going to set up for a bridge pose. So go ahead all the way down to your back. I'm going to go ahead and do it from the side.
I'm going to give you the other view.
So you can see.
You're welcome.
Okay, so laying down, pull your knees up, bend your knees, pull your heels in close. And then place your hands on the ground, palms down right by your hips. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and lift your hips up into the sky. So lifting your hips up, bridge pose. Option here, if you want, is to roll your shoulder blades underneath and clasp your hands together. So lacing your fingertips together. Breathing here, press your hands towards your heels if they're laced together. For everyone, inhale, think about lifting from your belly button, and exhale, squeeze your glutes. You got this. Breathe in and out. One more inhale, and then exhale, go ahead and release your hands and come all the way down back onto your back. And then from here, if it feels good, go ahead and windshield wipe your legs side to side, loosening up the low back a little bit. Gina's laughing at you right now.
Well, I'm not surprised. You're welcome.
Okay, and then we're going to set up for another back bend. We have a total of 3 here. So if you want, set up for another bridge pose, or set up for wheel pose if you're feeling adventurous.
No.
So John's going to do another bridge pose. So if you're setting up for a wheel, you're going to take your hands back by your ears, fingertips towards your shoulders, so my wrists are actually towards John back there. And then bridge or wheel, go ahead and lift your hips up on your next inhale. And then stay up there for bridge or wheel, keep pressing into your hands. Maybe you come onto the top of your head, or maybe you keep going even further. Whew.
Show off.
Bridge or wheel, on your inhales, think about lifting from your belly button, and on your exhale, squeeze your glutes. I'll say it as many times as I need to. Squeezing your glutes, working on your glutes, protecting your low back. Okay, 2 more breaths here at your own pace. One more inhale, and then come back down. Whew. So I can talk again. And if it felt good last time, maybe windshield wiper your legs back and forth. And then when you're ready, bring your knees back to center. We got one last back bend. So if you really like bridge, you want to keep working on wheel, you can do that. Or we're going to set up for baby bridge. So this is really good. If you have something nearby, like John has a yoga block, if you have a regular, like a book, you can grab that too. John really likes that pose. Otherwise, just take your hands down to your sides, hands by your hips. And then lift your hips up just a few inches off the mat. So full bridge, I'm all the way up. But baby bridge, it's called baby bridge. I'm just a few inches up. Like I can kind of see there's like a little bit of a gap. And then tilt your tailbone up towards the sky. So you're going to round through your back a little bit, but your tailbone's going to tilt up to the sky. You're going to get a nice back stretch here. So I'm not bringing a ton of effort into this. I'm letting gravity help me out a little bit, but I am still holding through my feet. I'm holding onto the ground. And then my mid-back and my shoulders are on the ground as well. So
Feels very good on low back.
yeah, it does feel really good for your low back. It's a nice way to stretch it out. It's more restorative than bridge. Bridge is a lot of work. But this baby bridge is nice and restorative. So breathing here. Again, breathing all the way down your body and into your feet here. Or maybe you send your breath to your low back, starting to get some focus there. Go ahead and take one more breath here. And then lower down to the mat. Last time, if you want, you can windshield wiper your legs side to side. And then from here, we're going to take, actually now we're going to pull your knees into your chest and start to rock back and forth. So rocking forward and back from your hips to your shoulders. Ooh. Until you rock all the way up to seated. So go ahead, find a seated position, send your legs out long. And then for our hip opener today, we're going to do rock the baby pose. So if you like a different hip opener, feel free to do that. But for rock the baby pose, you're going to pull your right knee, your right leg into your chest. With my right hand, I'm going to grab my right knee. And with my left hand, I'm actually going to grab my foot, my right foot. So I'm holding my shin here. So my knee is on the right side, my foot's on the left side, and then it's a little baby, so you can rock it back and forth. That might feel good. If you want to go deeper in this pose, you're actually, instead of your hands, you're going to take your elbows. That didn't make any sense.
Drink.
Yeah, just take a drink. So I was trying to explain it quickly. But anyway, you're going to take your right foot into your left elbow. And then your right knee is going to go into your right elbow. So now we're really cradling the baby. But you can do one, you can do the other, you could do just your knee and your elbow, or just your foot, or maybe both. But find what works for you, where you're feeling that stretch, especially in the glutes. We work the glutes a lot today, and the outer right hip. And then wherever you are, we're just going to rock the baby back and forth. Maybe get your full upper body into it, rocking back and forth. Maybe you take some circles. And make sure to circle the other way. You can rock side to side. You can rock back and forth. Yeah, putting your baby to sleep. I like this pose because it keeps you a little bit more active and it allows you to do whatever level of stretch is comfortable for you. Okay, and then when you're ready, go ahead and release your right leg, send it long, and then we're just going to shake it out. So shake your legs, move your feet. And then reach up tall, and we'll take a wide leg, drink again. Reach up tall for a seated forward fold. So go ahead and reach down. Don't worry about grabbing your toes. Don't worry about where your hands fall. Go ahead and set your hands down. And then we're going to take little waves here. So inhale, straighten your back. Exhale, walk your fingertips forward. And then if you want to go further, inhale, straighten. Exhale, maybe tiptoe your fingertips forward. So just working like this again. Maybe you had your toes and you didn't realize you could go a little bit further. Maybe you're not quite at your toes, but you're still proud of yourself for these little extra fingertip walks. Go ahead and take one more breath here. Let it out. And then walk yourself all the way back up to seated and pull your left leg in. So we're going to take rock the baby on this side. I didn't forget, don't worry. And the same thing, you're going to grab your left foot with your right hand or send it right into your elbow. And then you're going to grab your left knee with your left hand, or again, take your left knee into your left elbow. And then just rock it back and forth, rock it anyway, rocking the baby on this side, stretching out your left hip. Again, totally fine if one side is easier or harder than the other. Again, totally normal. Just finding what feels good on this side. Maybe take these circles again. Remember, back and forth, side to side. You can even do like little like twisting motions. But yeah, just bringing some blood into your hip. I also get a nice like massage like down on in my glute there as my hip bone kind of presses into it a little bit, and then as I rock back and forth, gets a nice massage there. If it feels good to you, try and sit up tall as well. So instead of rounding in your spine coming forward, try and sit up tall as much as you can. I know it's a little bit hard when you have your chin in your chest, but we'll make it work. You guys got this. Go ahead and take one more breath here. And then go ahead and release your left leg. Shake it out again. This time we're actually going to take your hands back like John does and then lift your knees up. And we're going to windshield wiper the knees again, side to side. You could have synced up better.
No.
So just getting the like little massage on your glutes again.
Now I need a massage on that.
Okay, and then come back to center. Go ahead and send your left leg long. Pull your right knee into your chest even more. We're going to take half Lord of the Fishes here. So option to keep your leg here or take your right foot over your left leg. And then sit up tall. And we're going to twist again. So take your right hand, go behind you. Left hand comes to your knee. Or maybe you grab your knee. Or maybe you take your elbow outside your knee for that good old gym class stretch. So again, I'm twisting to the right. My right leg is going to the left. And same thing, I'm going to inhale tall. Exhale, twist. I like this stretch for the low back as well. You get to the sides there. Get into your obliques a little bit. They feel good. But just remember to be tall in your spine. If you're rounded, it's going to focus the twist more on your mid-back. But by sitting up tall, you're going to focus it in your low back. Breathe here. Go ahead and take one more breath in. And then twist it out. Exhale. And then we'll go ahead and switch to the other side. So unwinding, send both legs long, shake it out. And then pull your left leg in. So same thing here. Option is to keep your left leg on the left or cross it over your right leg. And then left arm's going to go behind me this time, and right arm's going to either hold onto my knee or come across it. So as long as you're twisting to the left, that's the important part. Same thing, remember to inhale tall and exhale twist. So getting this on the other side. Might get a little extra stretch in the outer hip as well, your outer left leg this time. That's where I tend to feel it, along with the back. Breathing here. Take one more breath in, let it go, and then go ahead and spin forward and unwind again. Send your legs long. And then from here, we're going to roll down onto our backs completely. So from here, don't go yet. Sorry. So pull your heels forward, place your feet flat on the mat. We're going to do one last core exercise. So go ahead and take a sit first.
No.
So you don't hate me. And then send your arms out like Frankenstein arms, so sending them forward. Again, feet flat on the mat. And then we're going to roll back slowly. Make sure to hold your core to the count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, you gotta check, 2, 1, nice job. Whew. Go ahead and lay back.
Yeah.
And then from here, we're gonna take legs up the wall. So go ahead, from here you can put your hands under your low back. or just keep them flat on the mat. Again, you got an option for a blanket or a pillow. And then just send your feet up into the air. You're in my way. Lever.
Oh, I am.
Okay, so sending your feet up into the air. Sorry, world, you don't get to see John's butt this time.
No. You only get to pay for that.
That's on the premium content. We don't have premium content.
Yet.
Just finding the place where your feet get the least amount of effort. Maybe that means bending your knees slightly, pulling your toes back, or adjusting your hands underneath your back. But just taking a moment here to get your feet up above your head. It might feel good. Breathing here. Letting all that blood and oxygen come back to your body from your legs. We did a lot of leg work today. And then when you're ready, go ahead and start to bend your knees, remove your hands from underneath you. And we're going to find happy baby pose. So go ahead. You can grab behind your knees here. You can grab your feet or grab your big toes. And then just find happy baby pose. So just pulling your knees into your armpits and your little baby. So if you want to rock side to side, you can do that. Again, getting a nice back massage here. And then this is going to be our final pose. So if there's anything else your body's craving, now's your chance to go ahead and do that. Any other stretches you like, anything that we haven't gotten to, anything that we did earlier that you want to do a little bit more of. Otherwise, just hang out here with us in happy baby pose. From happy baby, option to straighten one knee. Oh my God. Oh.
Drink. Yeah.
So straightening one knee for a hamstring stretch. As you hold on again to the toes or maybe the calf here. And then if you have one knee straightened, bring it back in and then straighten the other knee. Hamstring stretch on the other side. Or maybe you do both for a straddle. Again, whatever your body feels like. And then when you're ready, going ahead and pulling your knees into your chest one last time wherever you are. Again, this is your class, so you can stay doing whatever you want. But following along, just pulling your knees back into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug this time. Really wrap around, really squeeze it tight. Give yourself a nice big hug. You did a good job taking this class. And then go ahead and release. So you can release your body long, coming onto the mat, laying down. Go ahead and taking a moment for Savasana. Go ahead and take one last sip if you want. Pouring more beer if you're John. But going ahead, finding a comfortable position. You can stay laying down. If you want, you can take a seated meditation. So just for these final few breaths, go ahead and take your Savasana. I'm going to invite you to do that. Once we're done here, you can set a timer for a few minutes, play one of your favorite songs, or just lie around until your body's ready to wake up. The light in me sees and honors that same divine light in each and every one of you. Namaste.
Cheers.
Woo.